Hi, hello, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be checking out this is why Finland sucks. 5 reasons you should not move to Finland. So imagine someone sitting down to make a video why Finland sucks and reasons why you shouldn't move to Finland. That's creepy. But yo, I want to check this out with you guys and please relax, settle down, watch the video and let me know what you think on the comment section, right? So let's go and find out those reasons why you shouldn't move to Finland. And as a foreigner, you want to move to Finland, please watch this video.
While normally on this channel we talk about the positive parts about living, studying and building your career in Finland, in this video we are going to take a different turn and go through 5 reasons why you should not move to Finland. What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. If this is the first time we are meeting, my name is Oliver and I'm a master's student in economics at Aalto University in Finland. And on this channel we talk about education and early career development, specifically here in Finland. So if you are new here, do consider subscribing. Alright, so let's jump right into it. The first reason why you should not move to Finland is the fact that ours is one of the most expensive countries in Europe. Everything from your rent to groceries to alcohol is expensive compared to many other countries.
But why? Why will Finland be super expensive? You're working for your money, but you literally cannot use it to do something tangible. Why? Like, make it make sense.
And you will most likely be shocked by the local prices, especially if you come from outside of Europe. So not only are most goods imported to Finland raising consumer prices, but most importantly, prices are impacted by the high value-added taxes or VAT. So Finland has a relatively high VAT that is added to all goods consumed, and with a general VAT of 24%, Finland ranks high even in European standards, with only 4 countries using a higher percentage. In addition to the high VAT, some specific product categories have also been imposed additional excise taxes that raise their price even more. These products include things like alcohol, tobacco, and soft drinks. Also, in addition to the high living costs, something that you should also take into account if you are looking to study in Finland is that Finnish universities have relatively high annual tuition fees for people who come from outside the European Union. However, it is also good to know that Finnish universities also have really good scholarship options for those of you who have to pay tuition. If you are interested in studying in Finland, I have videos both about tuition fees and scholarships in Finland that you can check out right here. So as a great segue from the first point, the second reason why you should not move to Finland is because of the high personal income taxation. So Finland uses a progressive tax system, meaning that the higher your salary, the higher your overall tax rate as well. So the exact tax percentage you need to pay will depend on many different factors like your salary, the type of income you are receiving, as well as your municipal tax rate. But to put this into simple terms, Finnish marginal tax rates starts from around 8% and go all the way up to almost 60%. So before I give you a few examples, do note that other type of income like capital gains are of course taxed differently, and if you are interested in learning more about Finnish taxes, I have links to a few resources in the description box below. Anyways, just to go through a couple of examples for income tax, if you earn 30,000 euros per year, you are taxed at around 23% with a marginal tax rate of 36%. An income of 50,000 euros is taxed at around 33% with a marginal tax rate of 49%, while an income of 100,000 euros is taxed at a whopping 43% with a marginal tax rate of approximately 60%. Again, your personal tax percentage will depend on many variables, and these numbers will most likely be different for each and every single one of you. The Finnish tax administrator has a really good tax calculator that you can use to check exactly how much you would be taxed in Finland if you were to work here. Finally, one more thing about taxes. I really don't want to sound too negative about this, because even though we have very high tax rates, we actually get quite a bit for our money. For example, public healthcare that is free at the point of service, free daycare, and education all the way up to master's level studies. Of course,
Like healthcare free. Yes, I know about the daycare though, but healthcare free, that's awesome. Really
it would
awesome.
always be nice to pay less taxes, and I do recognize that this topic often raises agitated political discussions, so please try to stay constructive when discussing this in the comments. All right, so the third reason not to move to Finland is the unfortunate fact that it can be difficult for international job seekers to find a job here. So not only is job seeking more difficult for foreign applicants because information on where and how to apply for jobs is difficult to come by in English, but also because many basic jobs in Finland do still require at least some Finnish language skills. This is especially true with jobs where you are in direct contact with customers. So finding a job that does not require Finnish gets easier the further you get in your studies, but what is unfortunate is that if you are a student and you don't yet have a degree or prior work experience in your field, the kind of basic service sector jobs that I just mentioned are actually the ones that you really need in order to get started in the Finnish labor market. So as you can see, this is where we hit a conflict because it's very hard for you to get a job in your field without a degree or prior work experience. But on the other hand, it's also super difficult to accumulate the needed work experience because you aren't able to apply for these basic level jobs because you don't speak Finnish. So, of course, this is a simplification and these do not apply to all jobs in Finland. However, it is good to recognize that finding a job in Finland, especially in the early stages of your studies, is not going to be easy. To make things even worse, another reason why it might be difficult for international applicants to find a job in Finland is that according to a research paper, a foreign name might actually have a negative impact on your chances to get a job. Yeah, I know. I don't know what to say. So, yeah, there has been a lot
What?
of talk and anecdotal evidence about discrimination in the Finnish labor market, but a paper by Aklag Ahmad, a researcher at the University of Helsinki, unfortunately confirmed this using a large scale experiment done between 2016 and 2017, where he sent 5,000 fake job applications under Finnish and foreign names in order to find out if a candidate's name affected whether they were invited to an interview. So, according to Ahmad, people with Finnish names but with similar qualifications were invited to interviews far more than people who were presumed to have a foreign background. So, again, this is insane considering that those basic level jobs are needed by, for example, international students who come to Finland to build their careers but who, at the same time, cannot apply for jobs in their fields because they don't yet have a degree and they need that work experience to get their career started. So, this makes me, at the same time,
Exactly.
both extremely embarrassed and angry in so many different ways, I cannot even put it into words. Anyway, this is the exact reason why this YouTube channel exists. My mission is not only to help you guys to get a degree, but to also help you to get your career started in this country. I know this is a shameless plug, but if you are
Okay, so far so good. This is beautiful. The first one that got me surprised was the free healthcare. Like free, you guys don't pay for healthcare in Finland. That's awesome. And then the second one was the higher your income, the higher your tax. So people will be literally scared to go for higher incomes because they know they are definitely going to pay high tax. Well, you have to go for higher ones though because you need to settle some bills. Anyways, make it make sense and let me know in the comment section. Let's continue watching and
interested in learning more about these topics, do make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you are interested in getting access to even more valuable content about living, studying, and working in Finland, do consider joining our new YouTube members page, which gets you access to a bunch of exclusive members only tutorials, behind the scene videos, and other valuable perks like a private Discord channel where I give you personal tutoring on career development in Finland. You can become a member by clicking the join button right below the video. All right, let's continue. The next reason why you should really consider whether moving to Finland is the right choice for you is the darn language. So, the Finnish language is extremely difficult to learn, and while I do constantly tell people on my channel that you do not need to speak Finnish in order to do well here, to be honest, speaking at least some Finnish will definitely help you find a job, especially in the beginning, and it will definitely make it easier for you to integrate into the country and to the culture. So not only is the Finnish language very much different from all the other European languages, but it also differs from the other Nordic languages as well, all of which share at least some common themes, pronunciations, and grammatical structures. This means that when you learn Finnish, you will have almost no use of prior languages that you speak. I'm sure that you have all seen the memes around this topic, especially talking about the impossible amount of conjugations that the Finnish language uses. Actually, in the Nordic countries, there is a running joke about this because when we meet up with other Nordic people, say
Oh,
Swedes, Norwegians, and Danes, the only reason we have to change to English is because Finnish isn't even close to those other Nordic languages. So while this isn't 100% true, I still think it summarizes the irony quite well. So another crappy thing about this is that if you want to move to Finland as a student, the language barrier also applies to certain schools and fields. For example, there are a lot of people who would like to come to Finland to study nursing and other healthcare related fields, which by the way is great because we have a huge deficit of talented healthcare workers. However, most of the schools teaching a degree in, for example, nursing require you to already have B1 or B2 level Finnish skills just to apply. So while I do understand this because nurses are in direct contact with patients and communicating with them effectively does require you to speak the same language, if we have a huge shortage of skilled workers, why can't we just make the applications easier and just teach people Finnish during the studies? Anyways, the next reason not to move to Finland is, as in many other European countries, Finland is well known for the stupid amount of red tape that you have to go through in order to do, well, anything. No matter whether you want to set up a business, apply for government subsidies,
yeah.
or get a residence permit for work, getting through all of the bureaucracy can sometimes be a nightmare because of the needed paperwork and the lengthy procedures. So I'm actually going to make a separate video about this topic in the future, but the Finnish immigration service has actually been criticized quite heavily during the last years, especially by business owners who have become frustrated with the amount of hoops they have to jump through in order to get residence permits for potential international employees. This is actually a huge problem for Finland because we have a growing need for highly educated international talent, especially in highly specialized fields like computer sciences and IT, but the red tape is stopping many of these people from being hired by Finnish
Wow.
companies. So, as you can see, even though Finland is a great country, and I still recommend you guys to come here to study and build your careers, our beloved homeland, like every other country, is not perfect. Anyways, if you found this video interesting, do give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might also be interested in the topic. Also, if you have anything to ask about this or any other topic related to studying or working in Finland, do write them down in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
This was totally beautiful. I did enjoy every bit of it. This made me to know why you shouldn't visit or come to Finland. Well, if I have opportunity, I'm definitely going to come to Finland. What do you think about all he has made mention of? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in my next one.